All right, back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing yet another collaboration beer, this time between Hop Butcher for the World, and they are out of Chicago, Illinois, and Vitamin C Brewing, and they are out of Weymouth, Massachusetts, and this is their Insert Eyeroll Here. So they're calling this one a Motueka Rakau and Galaxy hopped Double IPA, comes in at 7.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 6 weeks old. I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to Hop Butcher for hooking me up with this one. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies they hooked me up with. And I'm really excited about this one because it's collaboration with Vitamin C, and I have not had a single beer from Vitamin C, even as a collaboration. So this is like the first Vitamin C beer that I am technically drinking. But yeah, Motueka, Rakau and Galaxy hops. Sounds delicious to me. I can't wait to get into it. So let's crack it open, get it into the glass, see what we got going on here. Poured into the huge oversized Hop Butcher glass. I believe this is 19.5 ounces. So, you know, can hold a lot of Double IPA. I'm not going to pour it all in, just we'll save some for the end there. So, all right. So that pours out like some Hop Butcher juice, maybe a bit darker, has this really honey orange, almost turkey gravy-esque kind of look to it in person on camera. Probably going to look dark and just dulled out. It always does. Very murky and turbid. I mean, you can't even begin to look through it. It has about 2 finger of this very lightly, I would say like tan orange kind of head of super creamy looking. You know, looks beautiful in the Hop Butcher glass. Just looks like a great beer. Let's get a nose. Ooh. Ooh. Oh man, that smells great. It smells great. So I'm getting hit with a huge blast of like sticky sweet, juicy tropical notes, stone fruit. There's papaya, honeydew melon, those type of fruits, and then pineapple, stone fruits, peach, nectarine, maybe a touch of mango, but more of like that tropical fruit kind of sticky sweet goodness. But then I get this huge herbaceous dankness that is like basil, thyme, something like that. A little bit of like a tomato stalk, like green vegetal type of thing. Not like a hop burn, because a lot of times I'll say like, oh, it has that green astringent like vegetal hop burn. No, this is more like a tomato stalk where you're talking about like or like pulling weeds and things like that. Like it's not a negative when the hop burn thing can be a negative. It's not with this. It's an underlying like sweet bready malt base, maybe like doughy almost. You know what? This is giving me a little bit of like, and I've drank a lot of Treehouse over the last 3 or 4 months. This is giving me Treehouse like yeasty kind of vibes. It has that like wriggly, juicy fruit bubblegum thing. Yeah, for sure. The last hop forward beer that I drank and reviewed from Treehouse was their Juice Project, their Citron Strata. That was the beer that gave me the most like Wrigley's juicy fruit bubblegum yeast kind of note, and that's what I'm getting here is a big bubblegum blast. So it smells like fruity bubblegum with a nice herbaceous dankness. It smells really sweet, but reserved in some ways. I don't know. It smells pretty fucking good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again to Hop Butcher. Man, that bubblegum thing is here. That's cool. This is tasty. I like it. Right before I went in for the second sip, a nice moderate bitterness hit me on the back of the palate. And it's like this piney, earthy, kind of resinous hop bitterness. I wasn't getting that at all in the nose. Like I was getting more of an herbaceous dankness. It's like more of a piney, earthy kind of resinous finish. This is a crazy, interesting, weird, but tasty beer. So, body and mouthfeel. Body, this one's like medium, touch over, 7.5, sure. The mouthfeel, it's really nice. It's Hop Butcher. It's the easiest way to explain it. It's Hop Butcher. It has carbonation, but it's so soft on the palate. It's really smooth. There's a little bit of creaminess. Mouthfeel's fucking fantastic. The body is really nice too. They did a great job with the body mouthfeel, specifically the mouthfeel. The taste though, I mean, the nose carried over for the most part, but that herbaceous dank basil thyme, almost like pulling weed tomato stalk thing, that kind of got lost in the shuffle on the palate, and it's more of that like dirty, earthy, piney, resinous kick on the back palate. We'll go through it real quick. Right front, there is overripened peach, mango. I think the stone fruits kind of lead a little bit more than the honeydew melon, and like papaya, pineapple is getting in the nose. But right up front, like overripened, really sweeter stone fruits. Right after that, I do get honeydew, papaya, and pineapple, but it's more like a just straight ripened or maybe underripened where you get the character, not the sweetness. There's an underlying omnipresent bubblegum character to this one from the yeast. I'd imagine it's yeast, and it's giving me those treehouse-esque vibes. And then you're getting all that sweet bubblegum, fruit character, stone fruits, tropical. I'm not really getting a lot of citrus in here. I really didn't talk about it all in the nose or in the taste. Really, this is more about the tropical and stone fruits than the taste. Stone fruits more tropical. In the back of the palate, that piney resin, it almost has, this is one of those, to me, like hybrid old school meets new school, where this is like 75% new school and then 25% old school. And that's where that piney, resinous hop bite on the back of the palate hits, and it's a moderate bitterness. It's semi-dry. I was afraid this was going to be too sweet as I took that first sip. And then when I go back for the second, that's where like that pop of like piney bitterness hit me, and it was really cool. 7.5%, you can't even tell. Yeah, this is really nice. Fuck, this is really nice. I think I'm going to enjoy this more than the average person drinking this beer, whether you're posting it on Tapped or Beer Advocate or just drinking it and don't fucking care about rating it or going on any of those sites. I think I'm gonna like this one a little bit more because the one thing I've been saying recently, like the last year, year and a half, maybe 2 years of reviewing beer, is that I love New England style IPAs. I love hazies, but I love them when they have that punch of moderate bitterness to break up all that sweetness, because some of these, especially when you start hitting like the 7.5%, 8% into like triple IPA range, they're just too sweet. There's just too much malt. And even if you can't really taste the malt, the beer, it's like actual characters, the malt is, aside from just like a pure on sweetness, you get all those sweet fruits because the malt is mixing with the hops, and the hops are giving you most of that fruit character, and the malts are giving you the sweetness. And so those fruits lean just like super, or those beers lean super sweet and almost get cloying. This is not getting anywhere approaching cloying, let alone super sweet. This is really balanced. So I don't have much more to say about it. Pour the rest in, we'll rate it. So I was saying I'm going to rate this a little higher. I was thinking about like a 4.25, high 4.25, but that pop of bitterness and just the drinkability of this one is for me. So I'm going to give Insert Eyeroll Here, a collaboration between Hop Butcher and Vitamin C, and I will do tasting notes. I'm going to give this a low 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.4 out of 5. Fucking delicious beer. So let's do tasting notes before I do price and availability. Tasting notes, ripe stone fruit. They nailed that. I said over-ripened, actually. They say ripe. I'm saying more over-ripened, especially in the taste. The nose, the stone fruits were like 4, 5, 6 character. In the taste, definitely in the way. Juicy tropical, yeah, again, I mean, you could put stone fruit tropical. Maybe some people are getting citrus. I'd imagine, you know, when you put these tasting notes, a lot of times they're just generic, but they hit the nail on the head with those two. Juicy tropical, yeah, I mean, again, in the taste, I would say it's more of an underripened, not as juicy tropical, like your pineapple and your papaya and melon and whatnot, but yeah. And then last, pleasant pine. So yeah, wow, okay. I didn't think they were going to put pine in there. It's maybe something I was just getting. Wow, you could say I nailed the tasting notes or they nailed the taste notes, but either way, these are some of the best tasting notes I've had from them in terms of nailing it. Like, yeah, pleasant pine. Like for me, it's very pleasant and very welcoming because of the sweetness. So fucking cool. It's a really cool, tasty, delicious beer. 4.4 out of 5. Price and availability, I believe these are $14.99, $15.99 in the Chicago area. So you're talking $4 a can or less all day, every day. And availability, beautiful thing about Hop Butcher is they're starting to get out there in the wild. So if you really want to get your hands on Hop Butcher, you can make it happen, whether it's buying it online or maybe it'll show up by you at some point, trading for it, whatever the case may be, you can get your hands on it. And yeah, huge thanks to Hop Butcher for this one. If you've had this one before, throw in the comment section what you think. Did you get the bubblegum? Because like they didn't mention bubblegum on the tasting notes. I definitely get bubblegum, like a Treehouse S yeast vibe. And did you get the pine that they're talking about? Because I totally did. What led the way for you? Was it stone fruit? Was it tropical? Was it citrus? I'd be curious to know. If you've had this one, post in the comment section. It only takes a few minutes, and I'd love. That's why I review beers. I love to hear what other people think about this one. Viewers, fellow beer tubers, whatever the case may be, and the back and forth. We talk about it, and there's so many relationships I've formed with this channel because people post in the comment section, and it's amazing and it's awesome. And I can't thank everybody enough for supporting the channel. Huge thanks to Hop Butcher for supporting the channel and sending me some of their delicious libations. It's so fucking cool. Huge thanks, everybody. Till the next one. Oh yeah, I said 7.5%. You couldn't really taste it. You can't fucking. This beer is voodoo. Cheers.